Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Pharmacypedia. In the previous video, we discussed about the structure and definition of ecosystem. In this video, we are going to discuss about the functions of ecosystem. So let us start. Let us first try to understand the ecosystem and the different components of the ecosystem. Ecosystem is basically a discrete structural, functional and life-sustaining environmental system. It is also referred to as the ecological system since it is comprised of two important constituents. First is the biotic component that refers to the living components, and second is the abiotic component that refers to the non-living things. And third is the surrounding in which the living and non-living things survives together. Now, biotic components of an ecosystem includes the living organisms, plants, animals, and microbes, whereas the abiotic component includes the inorganic matter and the energy. Now, abiotic components provides the matrix for the synthesis and perpetuation of the organic components referred to as protoplasm. The synthesis and perpetuation process involves energy exchange, and this energy comes from the sun in the form of the solar energy. So the solar energy is the primary starting point, the very first step in the ecosystem, which initiates the photosynthesis process by the producers. And the energy so derived in the form of the food is being dissipated to other trophic levels. So as depicted earlier, the ecosystem comprises of the three components: inorganic constituents, organic constituents, and the surrounding, which is referred to as the energy or physical factors such as the solar radiation, current, wind waves, and moisture and other humidity conditions. So all thrice of them together makes the ecological surrounding, makes the ecosystem functional. Now the inorganic constituents are synthesized into the organic components by the producers utilizing the solar radiations, and they are referred to as the autotrophs. Why they are being referred to as autotrophs? Because they are not dependent on other for their food. They synthesize their own food by deriving the energy from the solar radiations and converting them into the food. Now the food produced is being transferred from producers to the first layer, that is the herbivores, then to the second layer omnivores, and third layer top carnivores. The energy then finally after the death of these consumers goes to the decomposers and scavengers level. Now, animals of all types grow and add their organic matter to their body weight, and their source of energy is complex organic compound, which is altogether taken as a food. Now, all the organisms, whether plants or animals in an ecosystem, have a definite lifespan. Once they are dead, they are being fed by the bacteria, fungi, and many other saprophytic animals, and they decompose their organic structure and break the complex molecules and liberate the inorganic components and dissipates the energy into the environment. So when we talk about the function of ecosystem, one thing is very important is that is the production of the food, synthesis of the food. Since food through the food chain, it is being transferred from one trophic level to the another. If this food chain gets disturbed, the entire biosphere function gets disturbed. The whole ecological system is disturbed. So you can understand the very first function of the ecosystem is the production of food by the producers. The second very important thing is the flow of energy in the form of food from one level to the another. And third is the importance of the scavengers and decomposers, since they only transfer the energy, transfer the organic structure into the inorganic substance, which further makes them available for the new plants to being fed upon, and the cycle repeats. During the process of decomposition of organic molecules, the energy which keeps inorganic components bound together in the form of organic molecules gets liberated and dissipated into the environment as a heat energy. So while energy is being transferred from one level to another, for example, from producers to primary consumers, then to secondary consumers referred to as omnivores, then to top level carnivores, some sort of the energy is being wasted as a heat energy. Therefore, the actual energy gets reduced while transferring from one level to another. So although the nutrient level remains the same. So mineral flow remains the same, but the energy flow decreases from one level to another. Thus, in an ecosystem, energy from the sun, the input is fixed by the plants and transferred to the animal components. So now you can understand the functions of ecosystems. First is the nutrients are withdrawn from the substrate, deposited into the tissues of the plants and animals, cycled from one feeding group to another, released by decomposition to the soil, water and air, then recycled. So first step is the capturing of solar radiation by the producers, dissipating the energy to the herbivores, then to omnivores, then to the top level carnivores, and finally the decomposition done by the scavengers and parasitic plants, and deriving the same inorganic components to be fed upon by the plants, and the cycle repeats. Each ecosystem is actually dependent on other ecosystem. No ecosystem is independent. They all have dependencies on one another. Then only the balance is being struck with around the whole biosphere. If any level in the food chain gets disturbed, that is going to disturb the whole cycle. The energy and nutrients of one ecosystem may find their way into another, so that ultimately all parts of the earth are interrelated, each comprising a part of the total system that keeps the biosphere functioning. So the energy and nutrient is being passed from one level to another, and they all have dependency on each other. So we can simplify the step of the operation of the ecosystem as following. The very first step is the reception of the radiant energy of sun. Second, manufacture of the organic material from inorganic ones by producers. Here we are referring to the photosynthesis process, which converts it into the organic material from the inorganic ones derived from the soil. Then third step is the consumption of these producers by the herbivores. First topic level, and then to the omnivores, and then to the top level carnivores. And after their destruction, after their death, they are being fed upon by the complex scavengers and decomposers. They are very important part of the trophic levels. They are very important part of the ecosystem. Without that, the ecosystem will not be able to strike a balance, because all the dead bodies would have been accumulated and the cycle repeats. So the principal steps in the operation of ecosystem not only involves the production, growth and death of the living components, but also influences the abiotic aspects of the habitat. So the flow of energy, the transfer of energy and nutrients from producers to consumers, and finally to decomposers and transformers levels. So in this transfer, there is a progressive decrease of energy, but nutrient component is not diminished, and it shows cycling from abiotic to biotic and vice versa. So two things happen: decrease of energy from one level to another, but the nutrient energy remains the same. And transfer of energy is very important, and the cycle has to strike a balance. It has to be repeated from abiotic, that is non-living, to living, and living to non-living. So now we are clear about the functions of the ecosystem. Now let us understand the basic principle. The principle is the flow of energy is unidirectional. That simply means that the energy will always flow from producers to herbivores to omnivores and to top level carnivores. It will never be reversed. And the energy decreases from one level to another. Third, very important, the nutrient level remains the same. And the two ecological process, energy flow and mineral cycling, which involves the interaction between abiotic and biotic components, lie at the heart system of ecosystem. So three things all together are very much interlinked. Then to strike a ecological balance, abiotic component along with the biotic components and the surrounding are interrelated. They are interdependent on each other, making the viable ecosystem. Each ecosystem is dependent on the other ecosystem, and any disturbance in each part, or in each minute part of the food chain, will strike the imbalance between the whole chain, and dysfunctioning of the biosphere effectively. So I think all of you are clear of the functions of ecosystem. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please do like, share and subscribe. Please provide your views in the comment box. Thank you so much.